everybody, I'm back. I'm sorry for like 2-3 week pause, but as I told you in my last video, I had my family here, so of course I prefer to spend my time with them and not to make videos. But now I'm back, my family left, everything is okay, I'm alone again, and this is why I have more time for videos. Well, so what will we do today? Well, do you remember this guy? So this is my Hobonichi 5-year techo, I think that is how it's called. And if you remember, in my last video, I cut it. Yes, it was a horrible operation, so I cut it in order to make it fit in this ordinary A6 cover. So the mission accomplished. I would like first of all to thank you that you you haven't left any negative comments on that video, because of course I understand perfectly that my solution was not for everybody, so of course not everybody would appreciate it, but there was like no negative reaction, unless several dislikes, which is perfectly okay, but not no nasty comments. So I would like to thank you for that. And today we will do something different to this small guy, something nice. Okay, today we will be very nice with him. We will decorate him. So no suffering, no cutting, no tearing. Nothing like that. So, well, what was the motivation for this video? Well, I would like to spend 5 years with this journal, right? Because that is how it's conceived, right? And I think that if I have to look at these beautifully designed but empty pages, it would drive me crazy a little bit after like several weeks. You know, I like when I have my journals, I like to decorate them. Even a small decoration, it's still a decoration. I'm a very bad in like drawing, right? Because of course this guy is quite thick, and we know very well that the Tomo River paper that is inside is very thin. It's like almost like Bible paper, and the problem is that if you use this paper for stickers, photos, any other kind of embellishments, washi tapes, even washi tapes, which are like they are almost nothing. They are very thin, but still they are even thicker than this paper. So of course it will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you won't be able to even open or close it, because it will stay like this. I had seen like beautiful journals, like not 5-year journals, because these are quite new, so people hadn't time to fill them in. But even a regular Hobonichi techo, like they can really get thick, and it's beautiful, it's funny, it's you know, it's not for everybody, but it's chunky notebooks, why not? But it's also harder to write in, and this is my concern. First, yes, I don't like very chunky notebooks, but I think I could deal with it, because it's something different, and I like to change my styles and try different things. So I think it's not a problem, the thickness wouldn't be a problem by itself, but how to write in a thick book, because if when I watched some videos, people sometimes mention this problem, that it was at the end of the year, it was really hard to write in, and this is what I don't want to feel. I want grab my journal and comfortably write inside with no problem. So, because otherwise it could make me stop using it, which is of course something I don't want to. So, the issue was like how to make it decorated without, and considering the fact that I'm unable, right, to draw something that I would appreciate later. Okay, so, and maybe I could draw something, because you know, when you draw, when you use like colors, it won't, of course, make your book thicker. It's only when you stick like something inside. So drawing, coloring, it could be a solution. But as I'm saying, as I'm telling you, this is my problem. I'm not able to draw, or I am able, because everybody is able, but it will take me like forever to make a drawing that would take like 5 minutes to someone who is like more into drawings, right? So, yes, you might say, yes, so it could be a motivation for you, you can learn drawing. Well, okay, maybe one day, but not now. Okay, it's not my motivation at all. I don't want, I have a kind of sketchbook where I try, but I do it like very, very rarely, when I have time, when I have really, when I feel it, like, yes, that's my drawing mood, right? But on the like to draw, I don't see myself drawing a picture a day, even it's for 5 years, so I could like draw a picture every 5 days, and then no, still I think it wouldn't work for me. So I still don't know what I want to do on this side, but I kind of have an idea what to do on this side. So this side, as you know, it's like these kind of boxes, like long boxes for every day, for example, May 30 in 2020, 2021, 22, and so on. So my idea is that I could at least start decorating this page, so every like left side of the spread with color, and I can do it with color, okay? Because as I told, I don't want to use stickers because of the thickness and so on. So color, okay, I could grab, let's say, some markers, but we all know that markers can bleed, and even if you like color, markers weren't really my solution. Then color pencils or something like that, but you know, I don't with color pencils and markers. I have a problem that when you leave, when the pencil or the marker leaves a stroke, and I'm unable, I don't know, maybe you you know how to do it. If so, please let me leave me a comment, because really I tried like every single like method, I think, and I'm unable to get rid of the strokes of the markers. And this is something that, you know, if you are drawing, it's okay, because of course you need this stroke of the marker. But if you color inside and there is like stroke after stroke, oh no, it drives me crazy. And I want a lot of color, so I would need like to really color big spaces, and it would be like too many strokes, and like sometimes when you go like over a previously made stroke, so it's like like a second layer, so the color is darker and all these things. No, 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 no. It makes me no, and it's the same problem for me, at least with the pencils. So no pencils, no markers. Well, do we have something else? Well, then we have like paints, like watercolor paints, which would be perfectly okay. But the only issue would be that if I draw or paint rather on every single page, you know, because with water, it's water-based medium, so the pages can get and do get a little bit like crinkled. Not that much, because this paper holds water great, but still it like crinkles a little bit, and of course this makes the page like uneven, and it also makes the whole notebook like bigger and bigger. So watercolor, no. Acrylic paints, I think like I saw a video where the person was using acrylic paints on this paper, and it looked great, it looked perfect. But I think again, because acrylic, it's not very thin, it's like you know, when it's already dry, it's like a layer of plastic, so it still adds something to the thickness of the pages. Even if it's because first I was like surprised, because I wouldn't like without seeing it, I would never think about using like heavy-duty acrylic paints for this paper. But apparently it works, and it was very nice, because you know, acrylics are very, very bright and intense, and I loved the result, but I don't think it will be the solution. So what I suggest is these. Well, these are inks, okay? Inks, and mainly, I mean almost all of my inks are distress inks, not oxide inks, and I think they will work perfectly. So I want to ink my pages. And when I say to ink my pages, I'm not saying to stamp on my pages. This is a big difference. Maybe I should. It would be nice if I did like kind of tutorial or something like. Well, I won't be doing it, but I will tell you that if you stamp, and I think many of us know it, that if you stamp, it bleeds through. Simply, it bleeds through. Maybe if you make like this second generation stamping, it's less visible on the other side, but still, and it also depends whether you use like lighter colors or darker ones, but it's still a pain, because you never know if you have like enough ink to see your stamped image, but not too much to have bleeding on the other side, or even shadowing, because I don't like even shadowing. So no stamping. I won't be doing stamps, okay? I will be using daubers, and I will cover the page, not the whole one, but I will cover a big part of the page, of each page, with ink. And this is a big difference. I don't know if you tried it, but really, stamping, because you know, it's like the stamp. Wait a minute, I will grab a stamp. So here is a stamp, okay? Like old looking stamp. So here, like these things, okay, this like sorry, I don't know how to call it, but when you like stamp with these, of course there is a big pressure when you press. Like all the pressure is on the letters, or on this picture, like on these like engraved parts on okay, it's a horrible explanation, but you understand. But if I have a double, the pressure is much lighter, you know. Even if you press hard, it's still not the same as you have this one, because this is soft and this is hard. Here you use the whole surface, but here you just use the surface of your text or image. I'm sorry for my explanation. I don't know how to explain it better. I think I don't have enough vocabulary for that in English, but I hope you understand. And if not, just try it. Just try, use some ink with your dabber on your toner river paper and use a stamp. You will see the difference. Okay, so enough of this really bad explanation. So inks. Well, what kind of inks I tried? I tried like what I have here. This is like some. I have just 2 or 3 of these. It's ink that is like pigment. It's a pigment ink, and pigment ink. No, heavy duty, and it will. It bled at least with me, or maybe it not bled completely, but it shadowed definitely. So too much, like there is too much like juice, and it was it took longer to dry, and it was like more difficult to spread on the page. So I don't recommend pigment inks. And even in the family of distress, I wouldn't use oxide. I have only one oxide. I love this color. I love oxide for different things. I don't use them that much, but I need, for example, this color. I love it. I use it. It's perfect, but not for this technique, because once again it's a little bit the same thing, because as there is pigment too, there is its dye and pigment, so we are like close to this one. And it was the same problem, so it was like heavy duty, juicy, and like thick layer, and yeah, it took too much time to dry, and still it was kind of bleeding, shadowing. It was hard to control, so I wouldn't recommend this either. But of course we have many distress inks. I have just these minis because that is all I need. I have also archival ink. I think that archival ink was okay. I don't remember, because I didn't try it like now, but I remember I tried it like several months ago for another project, and I think it was quite okay. But don't quote me on that. Try it. But even the black one, because archival inks, now I have 4 colors, but at like several months ago I had only the black one, and I think it was quite okay. Sorry. So maybe you could try this one, but I don't remember exactly how it was working. Well, so that's it. So now because I already tried, I can even show you. So this is my old Hobonichi techo that I started to use as a journal, but it was a horrible thing. Well, and yesterday I did some tests. Like, you know, it's really ugly because it's a test book. So this is covered. Okay, what I use, because I know what I want to do. I want to play with like white space and colored space or inked space. So I used, it was just for trying. So it's a Project Life card. I put it like that, fixed with washi, and then I took my dabber, my ink. It's a vintage photo, the color, and I went with my dabber. Then I put this away, and voila, the result. I did like a border with my marker, and I just tried like how it would look like. Okay, it's just like for testing. Yeah, here I try to look what I can do with my washi tapes, because I don't want to use them here, but just to try. I was really trying like everything. Then I used, like, I created this with, well, these papers that I, once again, I had 2 for each page, so I made a kind of collage, fixed it, and once again, vintage photo all around. Yeah, and I created these with my punch, with my clear cut punch by We Are Memory Keepers. I have 3 of these, like 3 different basic shapes, and I love this thing. So I had these, and here is the result. I tried to write on the white, write on the dark part, and try to make like some titles, and yeah, it was just thing. But what I want to show you, look at this. There is absolutely no bleeding, no shadowing, like very little, but I wouldn't call this even shadowing. So it's really perfect. On this side this is the same, and I went like 3-4 times over the same place with my dauber, so really like absolutely perfect. Can you see that? And even here, can you see this? There is nothing. So you can have beautiful colored pages, like if you used, let's say, a scrapbook. Sorry, scrapbooking paper. Well, sometimes in travel notebooks we use scrapbooking papers as the background. Of course, here you can't do it, but you can make something that looks like, if you put some, let's say in here, like brown scrapbook, or pink, yellow, green, whatever. I just tried with this color, okay? Because I like neutral colors, because then I can like add some pop of colors, and it's enough for me. I don't need like to have big pink or blue spaces. Well, but it's not what I want to talk about now. Well, so I recommend, and really it's can you see, like nothing, you don't feel paper isn't bigger, because of course ink, dye ink soaks into the paper, and really it stays pliable, it stays nice, it dries super quickly. So I only can recommend this technique. So what I have prepared for you today and also for me is we could make one page together. Okay, so I will just explain at the beginning what I want to do exactly in here, and then I will just show you what I'm doing. And maybe I'm considering just to play some music without words, because I think everything will be already set. So maybe just to show you, I can make it like speed it up. I will see how, because I think that already this video is it's quite long. I'm sorry, I'm very like chatty, and well, and also with my bad English, it takes me maybe longer to find my words to make my sentences. So also it's getting longer, I think. So I apologize for this. I hope you can handle it. So I think I might take it out of the cover, just because, you know, it's fabric. If I have some accident, I don't want to ink my cover as well. Even if I already inked a cover, but it was intentional, right? This wouldn't be intentional. If you haven't seen it, I have a video where I show how I inked, and I changed the color of Hobonichi Weeks. That was weeks. Well, so January 1st we are here, so I will do this page. Yeah, of course I don't want to cover it completely, because it wouldn't have any sense for me. So what I will be using it for? Well, I will be using it for, as I already told you, I told you in my previous video that I would like to use it for a kind of gratitude journal without it being a gratitude journal. So, well, what really is my intention is to write like 2 entries daily. Okay, 2 entries. One, like the best of my day, like what was the best that happened that I was really, that made me like, it made my day, right? It is something really I was happy about. It can be a big thing, it can be a small thing, it can be like if there was nothing better than, for example, nice TV, nice film, okay, nice film, or I don't know, you know, or it can be a great thing, for example, I don't know, some success at work, or like, I don't know, for example, wedding of of someone from my family, you know, it can be a really tiny thing, or I enjoyed my coffee very so it can be really whatever, but something that was one. Sometimes I put 2 if I really can't decide between them, but 1 or 2 really best thing that happened to me that day. And of course the second entry, as you can expect, is the worst thing. And once again, if you know, sometimes you have a really bad day, so it can be really something bad, really bad, but sometimes when your day is pretty much okay, so the worst thing is, let's say I forgot to write an email to my friend or something like that, or you know, or I spilled out my coffee, or you know, something rather funny than really bad, you know, but I consider it as bad. So good and bad, and I'm doing this since 2015, and I can tell you that I love this, and I love going back to read it, and because, you know, I have also a memory keeping journal, but this is not the same. Sometimes, of course, if there is something really good or really bad, that it marks the whole day, you know, it's really something important that happened, so of course it will go also to my memory keeping journal, but most of time things I write in here won't appear in my memory keeping journal. Okay, so why am I saying all these things? Well, it's to explain to you that I will need like 2 spaces to write, and I would like to be able to compare them year to year, so I think I will make like 1 column for the best of the day and the worst of the day. And for example, in 2022 I can look what good and bad happened to me in the previous 2 years, and so on. I even don't know if you can see it actually. And then so I think I will make like my writing spaces here and here, and this space at the beginning, like right under the year, I will kind of put some decoration, and here put some decoration. What does this mean? No washi, most likely no sticker, but some teeny tiny drawing, and I'm able to do a teeny tiny drawing, like draw a small flower or a cup of coffee, or something really like a doodle, not a drawing. I would rather call it a doodle. So I need like 1 more space for something like doodly, or even some abstract, because abstract lines, you know, something like really some. I want to have a dedicated spot for this. So what I decided to do, because I like very much, I like geometrical looking things, right? So everything that is, as I showed you. So for example, all these things like rectangles and squares and all these things, circles. It's my thing. Okay, I know that it's not the thing for everybody, but it definitely is for me. So I would like to create something like similar. Okay, so this is what I need to find, like two squares or rectangles to have, like, to obtain this white space for writing, and then maybe some other, maybe rather circular space to create my doodly space in here, and the rest will be covered with ink. This is my my idea. It's not necessarily with one color, because of course I can, this is like the was a trial, so I just want to go quickly. So I can have like even two layers. I can have like one layer, like cover the whole page with one color, and then take a stencil and go over with another color to make some kind of pattern or something, because of course in here you have like there is too much white, like white, not white, but too much this this background space, like this background color. So in here we will have much less of this background, but still I might want to make it more interesting visually, and I can play with some stencils. Okay. So to find, because of course this one is too big to create my rectangles. So what I decided to do, and I don't have, I have like several punches. I don't have many of these because they are huge, and I don't have like metal dies for these like basic shapes, unfortunately. But I have some of these, but it's still not what I'm looking for. So I think I will use my basic shape stencils, which are nothing but these. I don't know if you keep these. I keep them because it's I think it's perfect. It's something you can have like for free, because these were chipboards, okay, like chipboard stickers by Freckled Phone. I was subscribed for several months, almost a year I think, and I always keep these because they are like a perfect stencil. Wow. I don't use them like for inking or coloring because you can see they are clean, but I take a pen and just like to doodle, okay, just to make the circle or what. We have only circles here, but when I want, for example, these like these flags, okay, I can go, because I'm not able to make it as nice as with the stencil, so I can go, and so I use these with pen as a stencils. I keep them. I think I wanted to use this one. Let me this one. No, this one is too this one. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, so because I don't have like I need to, I don't know if you can see it well. So in here I need to fit in two squares or two rectangles, and I don't have like this. For example, this square is too small. This one like this is too big. This one is also too big, but it fits perfectly like when we consider the height of this space in here, but it's too long. Can you see it? I couldn't fit like two, like 1 and 2, but it doesn't matter. I unfortunately don't have like really fitting stencil, because I've already checked all these, and this one is the closest one. So what I can do, I can create two like stencils, or rather masks, because now it's stencil, but what I need to create is the mask to mask this space, because I want this space to stay blank or white, and I will put my ink around. So I can just cut it a little bit like this to have two identical rectangles fitting one next to the other. And then for this, like my doodly space, all these round circles are too big to my taste. And this is why I think I can go with this more organic looking. I don't like that much organic looking things, but for these like doodly spots, why not? So I think I will go with this one. On this one is too small, this one. I think that this one could be okay, and I will have like one for each, for every year. Okay, so I will go with these two stencils, and now I think I will just first stop talking and I will just leave you with the image, with things that are happening, that will be happening on the screen. here it is. And now we will start to peel these papers off. The only thing I can tell you, I had a little bit of problem, let's say, were the corners, because when I was testing this method, I was using, you know, these, like with rounded corners, and it was perfect. But I have to say, I have to tell you that these corners had tendency to lift up when I was like running over with the dabber. So this was the only kind of issue. It was not bad, but I had to be careful, definitely. So maybe for the next, maybe I will invest into, if I like the result, first of all, maybe I will choose something rather like this, you know, like kind of rectangular but not really, with like rounded corners, let's say. Or I will invest in some kind of punch or something, because honestly, I just, even if I had to cut off all these corners, it would take me like, I don't know, like a minute two. But these, I won't throw these, of course. I will reuse them for the next pages. Maybe not, of course, for all those 365 days or days. I can like spend more time preparing the first page, because then I can just reuse my, I'm creating my material, my supplies, and then it will be much quicker, faster for the rest of the book. So, but what we are excited now, I think it's what really we will find after taking off these pieces. So, I already love the result. Oh my goodness, I love this. Okay, this one. Of course, the adhesive is no more as good as when you use it for the first time, but still it will do its job for like several pages. Oh, and the round one, oh my goodness, I love these. I like it. It's still not finished, okay, because I still want to do more things, and I even or I can, for this time I went like with the one layer, but also I could take a stencil and, you know, create some kind of pattern or something in the background. Well, so let's peel off all these and stay careful, because the washi tape isn't very strong as adhesive, but still, and we of course don't want to damage our pages, our paper, and voila, here it is. So I don't know what you think about it, but I love it. Of course, it depends on what you need, what you like. Maybe you don't need like this layout, which is I think mostly you don't need this, or you just don't like the rectangular shape. You can do whatever you like, or even you can go over the whole page with maybe a lighter, like just one thin layer of the ink, just to have some color, or you can like make stripes of colors, or like blending, because I think it's good to know that this ink isn't bleeding or isn't really at all noticeable on the other side. So no stamping, but dabbing and applying ink with the dabber will make a completely different effect. And of course, now I will go with some pen, and I will like add some like borders to these rectangles. Maybe I still don't know. I was sure I wanted to do this, but the second step I'm not sure right now, but of course I will show you once I I will decide what I really want to do. But as a first layer or first background preparation of the background, I'm very satisfied with the outcome. So I would like to thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week in another video. I still don't know what this video will be about, but I will come up with some idea. Okay, so have a great weekend and see you soon. Bye.